Good afternoon from Sacred Space at Titania's Realm. It's 12:09 p.m. on Saturday, the 11th of May, 2024. And I want to wish a happy birthday to my beautiful friends Lynn and Margot. So it's a gorgeous day to celebrate your birthday on. The sun's shining and there's a beautiful light gleaming through, even though there's a few showery looking clouds and a bit of cumulus. It's been a glorious morning and a glorious day so far. I've had a comedy of errors this morning. This is my third attempt to make this video. I had a different pair of earrings on and it went to video and realised I'd lost one somewhere. I hope it turns up. I haven't been anywhere, so it's got to be either in the grass or in the house somewhere. But I was so annoyed that I lost that earring. I just put them on this morning. And then the next thing that went weird was, instead of printing out my memories for the 11th of May, I'd printed out memories for the 11th of April. And it wasn't until I started to video that I realised I had the complete wrong date. And I had to print out the right date and do a bit of creative editing, since my update had been put on the wrong date. So my head's kind of everywhere, and I guess I'm not totally synapsing, although losing the earring was just nothing to do with my brain. Synapsing is just probably tricks to fairies making me sit up and take notice. So anyway, I had a slightly better sleep last night. Only got up twice, which that's a good night. Night before was terrible and I was an absolute mess yesterday. So I feel moderately better. Still a bit kind of fey myself, feeling a bit kind of weak and dizzy. So I'm planning, I skipped out on going dancing last night, which is my usual habit, which my body really craves. And I'll see how I feel by this evening, and I'll probably go dancing tonight. And hopefully I won't feel too exhausted and I'll be able to carry on with my normal activities in the weekend, which is to dance wildly and joyously and triumphantly and a bit defiantly against my flagging older woman's body too. But anyway, I'll continue reading from today's memories of even date. And here I post a photo of the fork handles I made for my... I've actually attached them to this black ladder I've got that I hang jewellery from. So it all looks very nice. But they were EPNS forks, and they were really hard to bend. They were incredibly hard, so it doesn't look much, but it was a hell of an achievement to get that far. Anyway, life goes on, people. Today's offerings are titled Spiritual Musings, Vets and Forks. A mixed bag of memories today. Smiley face. Don't you just love it when I have mixed bags or mishmash, everything thrown together? But that's kind of my life, people. It can be a bit bizarre at times. So on the subject of bizarro, today's memory from the 11th of May 2024. Excuse me. I woke up at 9:52 a.m. with the line running in my head. Don't waste your time on me, you're already the voice inside. Oh, I should sing that, shouldn't I? Don't waste your time on me, you're already the voice inside my head. Miss you. So, Blink 182. I smiled but thought, that's a tad dark. So I pushed it away like an old-fashioned typewriter platter, that should say platen. It's another whoopsie I'll have to fix later. Ding! Oh dear goddess. I lay cosseted in my bed a bit longer, feeling happy. It was a lovely feeling when I woke up with that song in my head. It's messages from spirit, but it's also my brain slowly reintegrating or synapsing, and from the sleep state to the waking state. I often get song lyrics gifted to me just as I'm coming out of the twilight zone back into full consciousness, and they're always a message setting the tone for the day, or a reminder, or something. So I've just learnt to go with the flow and just accept it and move on. Like all the whoopsies I've made this morning. Oh well, that's 3 things I'll have to have fixed. I hope St. Anthony, wherever you are, can you please gift me back my earring? I really like those earrings. I like all my earrings. I don't like losing things. I've lost so much in life that even losing an earring upsets me. I mean, it's trivial compared to what I've really had stolen or robbed of me, but you know, what can I say, people? I don't like losing. It's been a life history and I'm rather tired of it. Anyway, today is the birthday of some very special friends. To you, Margot, and to you, Lynn. Today we celebrate, I said to myself. Today is a happy day. So Spirit gifted me a meandering song lyric I couldn't quite grasp, but I think it was Love Story by Taylor Swift. Something about a prince and a princess, and you know, it's all very sweet. Loving someone when they were young. Well, all the love from my youth dried up like a desert after decades of emotional abuse, so there is that. But it's still a beautiful song, and it's still a very potent message. Even the title alone is a message, Love Story, and I'm looking forward to a gorgeous love story, even though I'm an older woman now. I deserve to be happy and have a true, authentic, sweet, kind, noble love in my life. We all do. Every human on this planet deserves to have a lover or partner who adores each and every one of us. Sometimes it's a bit complicated though when the love's not requited, and by the gods, I've been through that a lot in my lifetime too. But anyway, it is what it is, people. Today is a happy day, and I choose to be happy. It's a conscious decision, because I've felt pretty bloody woeful all week. Really not felt well at all, even mentally. So I feel like today I'm rising up in my spirit and I'm claiming all the things that I wish to claim. Joy, peace, abundance, creativity, truest, deepest love. And maybe for my health to swing back upwards again since I hit the skids. I've been feeling very vulnerable and weak indeed. But, you know, it's how I am. It's my body just shuts down from time to time, and I have to hit the reset button. Sometimes I just fluke it. I'm sure it's spiritual. Waking up with that song in my head, it's definitely spiritual that I feel stronger and a bit better today. Also, having a proper rest helps too. Anyway, in response to hearing the song, snippets of the song Love Story, I thought, oh my, stop teasing me, you discarnate entities. But I had to giggle. I stayed home last night as I have felt so fragile health-wise. But my body, through all sorts of tantrums at 8 p.m. when it's time to dress and put on makeup, and again at 10 p.m. when I drive to the club. Then again around midnight. It was almost like I would sit on the couch and I'd suddenly have this urge to run, go out and be wild, and I'd have to talk myself down and say, "You're not well. You're staying home today, girlfriend." So Spirit says to me, "See, you were up watching a TV show, Bodkin, which is rather good. You could have just gone dancing, but wiser," oh, here's Charlie, isn't she sweet? "Wiser older Tanya," ow, well, maybe not. "Wiser older Tanya said, no, tonight we rest, and if I feel stronger tomorrow night, then we dance." So I went to bed at 1 a.m. Yesterday I spent the entire day and evening printing out all my writings on Facebook for 2023 and 2024. Intense, but kind of quirky and interesting. Which I realised this morning, having a quick look at it as I was printing out today's offerings, the wrong one from April and the right one from now. I realised that the Facebook statuses are just like basically one writing per date, and there's heaps of interesting stories that are lost in the archives. So this is the best way, is to pick a date and print out everything I've posted on Vocal Media, because all the writings that relate to that date are there, and there's a lot more detail, there's a lot more stories, but I mean, it's going to cost me thousands in printing them all out, by the gods. But anyway, I may only print as I feel the urge to, until such time as I can afford a new laptop, or if I can get my other laptop fixed. I'll get Peter, my friend Peter, to have a look at that first before I go into panic mode, and then I'll have to save up for a new laptop anyway, I think, because that one's been repaired, and it's very glitchy. And anyway, it is what it is. But I have all my writings on Vocal Media of every day of the year. So if you ever want to read anything that I've done on any given date, you can look at it on there. Where was I? Yesterday I spent the entire day and evening printing out all my writings for Facebook for 2023 and 2024. Intense, but kind of quirky and interesting. So tonight I will enjoy a good dance, let out all the stress from poring over my past, which, believe it or not, can be quite triggering, and I will shine. I have this fantasy of just sitting around, nursing a Jack Daniels, looking elegant, aloof and sanguine. But Mama T knows what happens when the music renovates my spirit. So, yes, I'm looking forward to dancing tonight. 11th of May 2023, I posted 3 YouTube videos. I don't know what they are, but they will be related to my jewellery making. 11th of May 2022. Today and yesterday afternoon, I worked at turning 3 electroplated silver forks into hooks. These are the ones I showed you earlier. The smaller entree one I made yesterday bent easily, but the 2 large forks were very, very difficult. It took me most of the day, with lots of annealing, hammering, and swearing. I am utterly exhausted. Trust me to take up strange hobbies trying to make jewellery and other artefacts from old vintage silver cutlery. Indeed. Still, it kept me occupied on this murky, rainy day. I am happy with my art. And a comment I wrote on the photo. Yesterday and today's efforts, this pattern was very difficult to bend. I had no problem with the smaller entree fork yesterday, but discovered to my chagrin today that the two larger forks needed some serious monstering. Still in all, although exhausted, I am happy with the results. I don't know if you can quite see it, but there they are on my black ladder, holding up jewellery. 11th of May 2021, 12:11 a.m. Lila Tov. Happy birthday to my beautiful friend Lynn and my other beautiful friend Margot and another Facebook friend Susan. I must sleep now. Have a wonderful day. Much love from the Multiverses. And I posted a photo of myself with Charlie. Happy girl, Charlie. Is you a happy girl like your mama today? Happy girl. Yesterday was also my younger daughter Jasmine's birthday. So wherever she is, I hope she had a nice time. I'm sure she did. So the Aaron's women are strong and powerful in our core, and we're capable of great things, even though in Mummy's case I'm never that freaking well, but every day in every way I try to do something nice with my life. 11th of May 2020. Trigger warning, my usual spiritual / religious ramblings inspired by my dream. This is a trigger warning for atheists and skeptics and non-believers. Go and make yourself a cup of tea. You don't have to believe in my experiential awareness or my spirituality. I'm not here to convert anyone. I'm not here to force my views on anyone. If you're on my channel, you're here because you find it interesting or you like me for some peculiar reason, and but I don't hold anyone hostage to my belief system. It's a part of my Jewish walk as well. Jews really hate converting and forcibly converting anyone. It's not done, and there's a reason for that. It's kind of a trauma response from centuries ago when we were murdered and raped and tortured and forced into becoming Christians at the end of a sword. So we ourselves as a people do not actively convert anyone. And the same, I feel the same about my my spiritual occultist walk too. It's a knowledge that comes with open-mindedness and with walking the walk. In my case, a shamanic walk, literally with the gods at me every day, like waking up with song lyrics that were very appropriate, and the other spiritual entities that share the multiverse with me tweak me from time to time and put me in situations from time to time where I have to think on my feet, sometimes rescue people, sometimes have very unusual and confronting things happen to me or around me, and I constantly have to be in a state of kind of hypervigilance and hyper-awareness, because I can never tell on any given day, number one, if I'm going to feel well enough, and number two, what events will unfurl around me that I may have to navigate or ride through, or, you know, either not participate in or participate in. And it's true of every human on this planet, I suppose, but some of us get a bit more spiritual messaging than others, and it can be a bit confronting and amazing, people, but also very soul nourishing and enriching when you know that you have higher beings that literally have your back and do their very best to protect you, given they're not in physical form, and humans can be a bit freaking monstrous to each other. So there is that. Had a lifetime of surviving that kind of paradigm. So just for today, I'm happy in my garden, rejoicing with the birdies. Charlie's having a bath, and there's, as I said, a beautiful light today. And by the way, birdies can be very mean to each other across all different species of them. They can be quite cruel and dominating too. So it's a circle of life, people. It's probably why I'm a bit tired, actually. I'm tired of having to live in a constant state of trauma activation, fighting my way through, and it's part of why I like to have my dance on the weekend as a way of just shedding all that stress and being joyous. That's my intention when I go out. Sometimes I have stressful nights when men are creepy and want to put their hands on me, or sometimes you meet women that are a bit threatening too, and you know, but overall it's not about them. It's about the wild dance and the freedom and the joyfulness and the self-determination to never give up, no matter what, no matter who, no matter when, no matter how. Let the wise take care of themselves. But really, no matter why, wherefore art thou, Romeo? You have to laugh. Anyway, so this is from, what did I say? 2020. This morning I woke up from a repetitive dream I have experienced for 4 consecutive mornings. It's important. I don't know how to put it into words, as it was more based on emotions, but I will try. And if you're a psychedelic dreamer like me, or someone who dreams constantly, repetitive dreams that happen 2 or 3 or 4 or more times, have a powerful psychic message for you, and either write it down or pay attention. It's an early warning system at times, or you know, a gift of some profound thing that's about to happen in your world. Always take note of repetitive dreams. I take note of all my dreams that I remember vividly, because the fact that I remember them even is a sign that they are a potent message of some kind. May not make sense at that point in time, but if you're like me and you preserve your dreams and your writings, you go back over it, quite often it begins to make sense. The universe is a big universe, and it extrapolates information and hands it to you in your subconscious or in your dream state, very often in your conscious state as well. And it's beautiful and it's powerful, and you have to put a lot of faith and trust in it. But when you develop a relationship, it will always things will nearly always make sense in the end. Whereas my friend Lynn used to like to say to me, Tanya, you always find the truth at the end of every story, and it comes to you in quite astonishing ways at times. And I have found that to be true throughout my life. Whenever I was left with a hanging question mark over my head as to what someone's intentions were or motivations were, or you know, whatever, however it played out, The truth always came to me, sometimes even a decade later. So I just sometimes, if you see me sitting back on my haunches doing this, looking very sanguine and kind of disassociative, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that shoe to fall, or I'm waiting for the knowledge to come to me, which it always does. And I'm grateful for that, actually. I like to get the end of the story. I'm like that. I like to have completion and consolidation and coherence. And when shit didn't make sense because I was dealing with demonic entities, literally in human form, that were cruel and vicious, none of it would make sense. My spirit people would say, "Don't worry, just you wait. Just you wait, Tanya Aarons. The truth always comes out in the end." And there's a certain power that comes with that when you can trust in the multiverses that, situations always get resolved. And if they don't, you have to escape them. That too has a powerful lesson on being strong and self-determined and courageous. And not living in the squalor of other people's spiritual, mental, intellectual, physical, fecal matter. Hold your head up high and keep on walking. And if you can't walk or crawl, dance your way away from it, or through it, or over it. There is always a way out, even though you may not sometimes see the forest for the trees. There is always a way out. Don't ever, ever be trapped by other people's malfeasances. You hold the power all the time within you. But anyway, as I said, the stream was based more on emotions, and I will try to explain it. And it's from 4 years ago, 2020, which was, well, we know what that shit show was, that it only just started, really. I was shown computer screens, like iPhone apps that were enticing or intriguing, so I would click on the screen, hoping to receive information or downloads. But each time I clicked on the screen, there would be nothing of any substance behind it. Like false advertising or glossy superficial advertising in fancy overpriced magazines. I grew infinitely more disappointed and frustrated. So the message here is not to be taken in by the facade, the false illusions and or delusions that our society, government, ruling classes is feeding us like the smallpox-infested blankets gifted to the Native Americans to mollycoddle them into their own deaths while stealing their land. I woke up in a fit of momentary panic. Who was lying to me? Who is selling me down the river? Who has my back and front? Who loves me truly and deeply and protects my integrity as a soul, as a woman on this planet? I can't help feeling this dream relates to the COVID-19 pandemic and the way we are fast ceding our small freedoms to a fear and smear campaign of epic proportions. The way we turn on each other as we deny the obvious truth. Death comes to us all. It is a fact of life, as winsome and yielding as birth. It comes in waves of distorted pangs of agony, or, if we are blessed, a gentle passage into the void in our sleep. But death is the final lesson, the final gift in this tragicomedy berserker, absurdist life. I have kissed its hag so many times that I no longer fear it, only the dying process, not the oblivion, the anonymity, or the long sleep of the grave. Get my elephant facing the right way. There we go. I survived much to finally, at age 55, fully, zestfully, preciously succour and relish life. It's been a will-o'-the-wisp, a mirage, a psychedelic dreamer's dream, with the slump and bump and ass kicks, strangulations, betrayals, dysmorphic, paradigmical, cosmic shifts, and so much emotional pain that I wanted off the train wreck of my life. But I am here to tell you, I have decided my fairy tale, happy ever after, is here now, even in my COVID isolation, even in my long, long years of living alone as a divorcee, spurned and scorned by my own impolitic, disingenuous society. They burnt my reputation and sullied me as though I were a medieval witch, even accused me of witchcraft. Ha ha ha. Close, but no chocolate fish. Get your pikes and village square ready, dickheads. I am whom I am. A witch, a woman, a warrior goddess. A mother held at arm's length, whose children feared her power, inviolate, would infiltrate or resonate. A desecrated daughter by predators most foul. A woman who loves with a fire that cannot be consumed. Like the eternal light that once spoke to Moses, that I proudly display on my left upper arm in place of tefillin, a traditionally worn only by men in Orthodox Judaism, by the way. One of God's holy names, advertised for all to see, because I have walked and often crawled on broken glass for my relationship with God, Goddess, and been witnessed and vilified, but also at times respected for it. Looks like we're about to get a shower. But humanity is yet again on the brink of extreme, calamitous change. I can feel her writhing in torment like an awakening beast that is not yet transfigured into beauty. So I speak words of love and hope and grandiose denial as it is here, the opportunity to create a better planet for all life forms. It's weird how that one keeps spinning around, but the other one stays the same. Oh well, even elephants have their own will. So I speak words of love and grandiose denial as it is here, the opportunity to create a better planet for all life forms. Not just the feckless, foolish, greedy, corrupt, murderous 1% of humanity, those with money and power and paedophiliac, Luciferian, inclinations. I call upon the truly decent, good people of earth. Hold your ground, maintain your freedoms if you must live or die by them. All is not lost, but nothing can be gained by fear or treachery. Be very aware of those whose hand you kiss and or whose arse also, literally. The frippery and trickery is built into our society. We all subscribe to it, pay for our smartphones and our interconnections with disease and cobalt poisoning and 5G, golly gee, and death. But there are worse things than death, a mere passage into the next dimension. Guard your souls, question everything, stand with both feet on our Mother Earth and pray with every fibre of your being that she forgives us for our greed and mutilations, gifts us eternity, blesses us with a good, noble, beautiful and soulful life. L'chaim. Happy ever after starts now, today, this breath, this moment. Choose life, always and forever. Life after life after life, until we join again with the source of all life, all multiverses, all creation, the Ein Sof All. The Tanya has spoken. End of transmission. Winky face. Kiss, kiss, kiss. So this afternoon I was watching Dead to Me when I heard the excited trilling sounds of little children outside my gate. So I had a quick spy but did not recognise the man with the children, so decided they were not visiting me. A bit later, they were still there, so I let Bobo out, who ran to the front gate in glee because not only were the visitors for me, but they brought their daddy along as well. The other strange man was a neighbour they had all stopped to chat to, who had now walked up the road. So I introduced myself to Evie and Susie's daddy named Dave and invited them all in. One thing led to another because, you know, children, and I ended up setting up the cauldron for the girls as Evie had asked me last week, and I had intended to wait until Halloween, but decided that why wait? And in fact, in the Southern Hemisphere at this time of year, about 5 or 6 days ago now, it was indeed the Southern Hemisphere's Halloween, Samhain. So I but decided that why wait? Special occasions should be every single day, as should magic. So, once the cauldron was magically misting, little Evie asks breathlessly if we can do a spell. Both Dave and Margot were quite encouraging, so we went into the kitchen to gather up lavender flowers, rose petals, jasmine flowers, some cinnamon for prosperity, and some star anise. I asked Evie what spell she wanted to do. A heart healing. A heart healing? Who do you know needs a heart healing, Evie? As your mum and dad look perfectly happy to me. She shrugged with the blasé look of an ancient. For you, Tanya. The kid was no doubt channeling again. I was a bit taken aback, but I do need a heart healing, as you know. My own achy breaky heart needs a defibrillate from the universe every now and then. So I told her it was her spell, so she had to make it rhyme. She said she didn't know how, so I made something up, and she then, a bit later, made her own up. We all went, "Oh," as it was so lovely and appropriate, and frankly I wish I'd filmed it because it was pure genius. Out of the mouths of babes, the greatest magic of all comes from our little ones. If you're fortunate enough to have children around you, always pay attention because they're closer to the spirit world, and you know, if they have a message for you, it will often literally come out of the mouths of babes, and it's delightful and beautiful and joyous when that happens. Magic happens, people. I told Dave and Margot that at my ripe old age of 55, I expected my wise ones and guides to be much older, not come to me in the form of such perfectly wise little girls. So there you have it. I have been manifesting a tribe of people who get me, who vibe with me in loving kindness and tolerance for a very long time. And it's kind of interesting that Dave and Margot, family name is Anderson, and they're of Scottish descent, and I have a great-grandfather named, or a great-great-grandfather, I think it might be a generation further back, who was a Justice of the Peace, and whose name was also Thomas Anderson. So my people find me, my clan find me everywhere, my darlings. And I took great joy and delight in that, actually. I had, by the way, that the Anderson clan originally came from Norway and or Denmark and were Viking. So that's, again, that connection to that, rather ancient history too. Well, not too ancient. We're talking, 7 to 900s, but still, that's where that hails from. And I felt very comforted by that. Although I am a Jew, I am also an ancestral Viking, hence my in-joke that I'm a warrior goddess, because it comes from that ancestry. Although I'm not really a goddess, I'm an ordinary mortal like everyone else. Just that I've survived and attempted to thrive more things than your average mortal, and it does create kind of a quirkiness and a power that's not always comprehended by ordinary mortals. I just observed a couple walking their dog, taking a photograph of my sign at my front gate that says sacred space, no trespassers, no proselytizers, no psychic vermin, and no hawkers, not necessarily in that order. But yeah, they were took a photo of it. I'm guessing because they didn't know what proselytizers meant and they wanted to look it up later on. But anyway, they looked quite freaked out, and it is a kind of a fuck off sign telling people politely to fuck off. And on the obverse of it that they can't see, it says true authentic love welcome here, because yin and yang, people. And when I'm feeling sweet and loving, I flip the sign in the hope of inviting true authentic love to our sacred space. But look here, I don't need to invite it. It's always here with my little Charlie being a smoochy bird, and even though she's ripped out all her feathers by the gods. But anyway, we're a quirky pair, my bird and I, when Bobo was alive and the cats were alive, we were all quirky. And you know what? I love me just the way I am. Quirky and artistic and a little bit weird, but I'm okay with it. I was created this way for a reason, people. I'm not quite sure what the actual reason is, but the truth will come to me one day and it'll all make perfect sense in the end. Anyway, I continue writing here. I had hoped that tribe would find me in Byron Bay if I ever got to live there. But no, the universe moves in mysterious ways and verily brings my tribe to me. Giggles. I need not fear getting older and weirder on my own too much, as the right people are finding me and gifting me with joy, magic, and life is beautiful. And thank you, Margot and Dave, and your little girls, Susie and Evie, and your beautiful dog, Rosie, for the love you flow to me all through the COVID insanity when I really wasn't all that coping too well with that monstrosity. And for gifting me visits with your little children, since I haven't been a grandmother as of yet. And I received great joy and delight and love from that. And God and Goddess bless you always, my darlings. 11th of May 2019. We are the new ancestors. Act accordingly. My boys and I are grounding. This is when I thought Charlie was male. So I thought it was my two little boys sitting in the grass, being awesome, living their best life. Which is still living her best life, aren't you, Charlie? Say hello to the people, Charlie. Say hello to the people. All the birdies are watching us. All the rainbow lorikeets. I had one fly down and visit me yesterday. Flew around my head and sat up on top of the cage and watched us. It was delightful. I feel very blessed when the wild birds come to visit us, Charlie. Do you feel blessed when they come to visit you, Charlie? She says, no, I feel freaked out and nervous. I think they want to they want to mate with me, and that freaks me out, Mama T. But anyway, it's sweet when they come to sort of say hello. I had a delightful night at Ecstatic Dance and met some lovely new people. Life is good. This was in 2019. 11th of May 2017. Oh bless, my poor little boy. He's got the cone on his head because he'd been to the vet. Portrait of a dehusked, dejected dog. He abhors the cone of infamy that prevents him from licking and chewing his sutures. My Beauregard is home, very wobbly and groggy. I had to put an Elizabethan collar on him, as he immediately went to lick his sutures. We go back in 3 days to have his bandages changed on his hind paws. He had his dew claws removed as well as his testicles. So relieved. Earlier I had written, I really hate vets. I dropped Beauregard off. They told me right away that they can't guarantee anything going wrong under anaesthetic, then complained he was aggressive. I stated he is stressed because I am. I half expect to be told he has died during surgery. So it was just so awful that their attitude, you know, that anyway, I literally ate my own liver worrying about him while he was there. Horrible, dreadful feeling having to trust vets with my animals. They wanted another $125 for a pre-surgery blood test and just stared at me blankly when I said I can't afford it. I am having an anxiety attack and have half a mind to go back to get him. Vets have cost me 2 dogs through sadistic negligence in the past, indeed. 11th of May 2016. I'm going to flush out my heavy medications, slowly reduce the dosages. I am too fatigued and zombified on them. My doctor worries how I will go over winter, which is when my depression and trauma increases, but I think it is worth a trial. And my friend Julie Goddard wrote, yeah, I'm getting off the Seropax, sick of being tired. And my friend Tarina Edwards wrote, learn about kyolic garlic tablets and olive leaf extract tablets. I chucked all mine away and just used these tablets. My doctor is astounded. And then I replied, may we all find peace and great healing on our journey through this dimension, this beautiful planet which nourishes and embraces us. May we find protection, guidance and solace. May we be surrounded by love, comfort and safety, and dare I say it, lol, prosperity. Drinking cheap wine, gobbled down cod and chips, watching TV, saw my psychiatrist. Loving today, just for today and today and today, in a million tomorrows. My doctor tells me I have balls in the right place, so I jokingly adjusted my right heights. Twice. But yeah, I am a woman in her own power. After decades of abuse, I cannot cede control over my own personhood to any man, woman, or child. You will have to love me in all my masculine, feminine, survivor attributes, or send me to Holland so I can be legally euthanized, as I will never submit to being weak or a victim ever again. It has cost me dearly, relationships, career, even my art, but every day, in every way, I remain strong and indomitable. Here's another photo of Beauregard, my boy snuggling while I watch TV. I had to wake him soon, as I have to wake him soon. What's wrong, Charlie? As I have a massive headache and I need to go to bed. Who did you run away from? Something gave you a fright. What's wrong with my little Charlie? There's no snake around us, is there? Ever since that snake visited us in my bathroom, I'm paranoid about snakes coming to get Charlie, but also me. Anyway, I'm mainly worried about Charlie. I don't think that snake had any intention of doing anything to me, but look at her. She's the perfect bite-sized snack. She says, stop reminding me, Mummy. Stop reminding me how precarious my life really is. Okay, Charlie, life is beautiful. You are loved. I'm doing my best to protect you. All is well. We are safe and we are loved. We are beautiful and we are powerful. Keep saying it till it becomes ever, ever more true and a manifestation that is real in 3D reality. But yeah, that freaked me out, that snake being in my bathroom Friday a week ago. Was it a week ago? Today's the 11th. 8 days ago. Yes, that's correct. Time marches on and I start losing the thread of as time flies by. I'm like, where has time gone? Here's some beautiful photographs that Jared took when we were at Byron Bay, and it's just the most beautiful, heavenly place, and I wish I could afford to live there. I've been wishing that for 36 years, so there is that. Oh well. Here's a... Oh, I did hear something behind us. Let me just check, Charlie. It sounded like something was here. It's probably just the turkey though. The turkey's busily wandering through, collecting mulch. Here's a lovely photo of me with my bow. He loved me deeply, that beautiful dog. And I feel very, very aggrieved that I couldn't keep him alive, but what can you do? May 11th, 2014. After another night out, exhausted, bit heartbroken, but I danced the night away anyway, learning to roll with the disappointments and rock the motherfucking shit into the ground for wisdom and healing. Charlie, it's alright, you're safe, they can't hurt you. Just very nervous about those Indian minor birds. I looked great in that outfit. It's a beautiful skirt. I must wear that again, haven't worn it in a long time. Maybe not to the Koala Tavern though. Most people turn up there looking very casual and boring indeed in jeans, and I hate wearing jeans. I always look kind of weird in jeans, because I'm a short fat hobbit. Jeans to me I only wear for digging the garden or going on long hikes or something where you're likely to get dirty and grotty. It's not something I like to wear on my nights out. So then the women get all intimidated because they think I'm overdressed because I dress in my corsets and lovely skirts or, nice frock. And I get a lot of envy and spite over that. Well, if you want to look down on the farm, darlings, that's your privilege, but it's not my style, and I adhere to my style, fought hard to be me, and I don't owe any explanations to anyone, actually. Here I write, I must admit I have coped better in life since I grew my hair long. There is something unmistakable about the hair raising at the back of your neck when you get the heebie-jeebies. Don't poo-a mama. How about you get down there? I sensed you were going to do the squat and the grunt, Charlie. I have always found men with long hair or wild curly hair or even dreads attractive. No doubt my PTSD, that should say. CPTSD, yep, she did it, recognises that my men need to be hypervigilant and attuned to keep me safe and comfortable, even though in reality I tend to attract weak men and end up being my own vigilante protector, laughing my ass off. C'est la vie, le pauvre, la belle dame, sans merci. That's life, poor one. The beautiful woman without mercy. It's just my sense of humour, darlings. I know I can be dark. Now I know this, I will persist in my quest for longer Viking-style hair. Down to my waist. No, it only makes it this long. I'm due to see my hairdresser on Tuesday and it's going to be snipped off again. It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. Maybe I should start eating more eggs. Eggs help your hair grow. I notice I've been losing a fair bit of hair in recent weeks too, which is a worry, but it's probably because we're coming into winter. That or that drug I'm on for my bladder is causing me to be run down and debilitated, but 6 of this, half a dozen of the other, am I right? Charlie's just climbed on his swing, just looks gorgeous. Now I know this. I will persist in my quest for longer Viking-style hair down to my waist. I had an elderly Scottish neighbour named Effie Walker, or Euphemia Walker, as a small child, and I always admired her thick braid which she wore down below her waist. It was actually amazing. She had amazing hair. She was in her 80s, but by the God, she had incredible thick, long braid. It was just stunning. She was a crazy old coot who thought my mother was Marilyn Monroe and father Arthur Miller, and would ask him when his next play was coming out. Well, she was half right. They were both psychotic drama queens, violent, abusive, but at times fucking hilarious divas. Ach ja, the apple does not fall far from the tree, darling. Fuck off, Gisela, and happy Mother's Day to you, 'cause your daughter turned out fucking awesome in spite of all the shit you put me through. I expect there to be even more awesomeness. Why should I ever stop blossoming out in my personal tree of life? As Andy from Burst tells me every time I see him, happy birthday! Even though it was last month, every day now is a new birth for me, a new awakening. Even the love pangs of a woman who is rejected, it's all part of my new abundant awesomeness. Rock on, babies. 11th of May 2011. I know why she's frightened. There's quite a few butcher birds in that tree and they're very active, flying across. You're all right, Charlie. You're all right. Yes, you stay with Mama. You stay with the Mama. Come on. Yes, I know. 11th of May 2011. So far my possum posse are behaving quite nicely and waiting patiently for me to go to bed so they can get on with their possum party. Cringe, not my new aerial, you little blighters. And leap and scuttle merrily over my tin roof as they are wont to do each night. I love them. One day they will probably fall through. They will probably fall through my rusting roof. I'll wake up with fluff in my face. Thankfully they replaced the roof about 10 years ago, so there is that. My pet possums are back this autumn. Just got a surprise when I went out my front door to see both mother and child sitting merrily in the tree. I've decided not to feed them this year, not unless they ask for food, like the cute little one last autumn, literally banging on my front door screen. My front screen door, sorry. Creative little creature. Feeling tired even though I had a 2-hour afternoon nap today. What the? Oh well. The good news is I have almost entered the 21st century with the new acquisition of a digital TV aerial. It is awesome to be able to actually see all the free channels I can get on an old telly. Next goal, to purchase a digital TV so I can have all the high definition stuff as well. Bliss. I very rarely watch free-to-air TV now. It's brainwashing in its programming, and it's mostly bullshit and NPC void stuff. So I pick and choose what shows I want to watch on Netflix, and even then you have to be a bit circumspect about the messaging, people. But I love to watch movies and really good TV shows, and I am enjoying Bodkin. I binge watched it last night, and I've got one episode left to go. Anyway, here's a photo of me back in 2019, 2011, and funny old world, innit? Anyway, on that note, I'm sad. Can you see that beautiful plate with the ram on it beside me? It was Royal Dalton. Spirit pushed it off the hutch dresser a few years back, which I'm still pissed off about. It was a very valuable plate. But yeah, it's interesting to see things. The Seder plate that I sold is beside it. Ah, well. People, not things. Life, not clutter and things you never use, and just let it go, and keep the things that are precious to you, and get rid of the excess dross. Although I didn't choose to get rid of that Aries plate. That was some weird poltergeist activity that I'm still not happy about, because I suspect it was the ex-lover David Davidson, since we were both Aries, and what a perfect way to get my attention, but to smash something with Aries on, so I would connect it up to him. Anyway, he's now banished from my house, because I do not like when my spirit visitors break things, by the way, especially valuable items like that. Anyway, thus concludes today's readings of Even Date. Today I feel I'm very tired still, to be honest, but in my core I feel this blossoming of something really I feel anticipatory, I feel excitement, I feel like a love energy, and I don't know if it's from my own spirit people being gifted to me, or if it's a human, but yesterday I felt bloody dreadful, and the day before and the day before that, and today it's the antithesis of how I felt in the previous 3 days, and I feel happy and content. I'll need to have a nap before my dance tonight though, because the big bags under my eyes, I'm like still quite exhausted. I may not even dance much tonight. I may just go and just have a drink and sip and just enjoy listening to the music, which I rarely do. I'm always dancing along as hard and as fast as I can, and being wild and carefree. But if I'm tired, I'll just chill the fuck out, and if I feel really dreadful by about 6 p.m, because the band starts at 8, I'll give it a miss. I'm not going to put my body through too much innovation, more than it can handle. But I feel like my spirit's looking forward to the dance, because as I said, it's my weekly habit and my routine and kind of my practice, and if I miss out on dancing for an entire weekend, then I'm a bit sulky and miserable afterwards the following week. It kind of sets the tone for my week, having that bit of joy and excitement and wildness and physical and soul innovation. And love is the law, people. Hold your line, live your best life, and remember, as always, never ever let the bastards grind you down. When in doubt, dance or pursue whatever creative outlet is meaningful to you, and take delight. Keep your feet firmly planted on the ground and let the birds be an example of how to live your best life. Sip from the nectar in the African tulip tree and fly wild, fly free, fly defiantly and triumphantly, and find your people. Find your people, find your tribe, or as has happened from time to time, have them come find you. And that is the greatest joy of our lives, having someone that loves you completely and tolerantly and lovingly, no matter what. And I'm grateful for my beautiful friends. Oh, and my few remnant family, like my cousins, and, my daughter's out in the world somewhere, even though we're estranged. I'm grateful I got to be their mother, even though they scorn and mock and deride me. Whatever. I loved being a mother when they were very small. I loved them with an intensity. It was beyond the realms of ordinary mortal ken, actually. Well, I was surrounded by enemies, so all I had to focus on was my children. And now it's all gone, and I'm still happy no matter what. Life goes on, people, and there's always some kind of gift that comes out of the abject horror, and look for the gifts, people. See with open eyes and clear vision and discernment, and choose to be happy. Bye for now from Titania's realm at Sacred Space.